Hello everyone, and welcome to the next edition of the Holland Land Office Museum's Artifact Video Series. My name is Ryan Duffy and I'm the director of the museum, and this week we're going to talk about an important landmark and destination here in Genesee County, though it has been in several different locations throughout the county and mainly in and around the Batavia area. This week we're going to talk about the Genesee County Fairgrounds, which history can date all the way back into the mid-19th century and is still running today, though the locations and the size of the fair has changed over time. It has still been a prominent part of the summer festivities in the county and of the county's history. So we're going to go through some of the history of the fairgrounds, but focus primarily on Exhibition Park, which was located at the current site of Batavia Downs. And we're going to show off some pictures from that site in particular, as we have a lot of photos that relate to that fairgrounds at that site. So we'll go through the history and show off some images from the past of the Genesee County Fairgrounds. So the Genesee Fairgrounds was actually started through the efforts of the Genesee County Agricultural Society. And that was first organized in 1840 when Theodore C. Peters was elected as its president and Chipman P. Turner as its secretary. The society disbanded after the county fair in 1849, and the present Genesee County Agricultural Society has been in existence since 1855, when it was established as a reorganization of the original society, which was then in accordance with the new New York state laws. The first fair was held in 1840 on the farm of C.W. Van de Bogart in Alexander and was held at the same location the following year. However, in 1842, it was moved to the Genesee House on the corner of Main and State Streets in Batavia. In 1843, Peters offered a plan for raising funds for the society by having each farmer who was a member donate 50 cents annually to support the fair. In the early days, the exhibits were primarily farm tools, instruments, and livestock. In 1841, household items such as hand-sewn quilts and other women's, quote, products were added. Eventually, the fair became known for exhibiting new products either manufactured or produced on a farm. Donations provided money for premiums and expenses that were awarded to the exhibitors. But the fair would move around several times. Other sites included West Main and Oak Streets, East Main, Walnut, and South Jackson Streets in Batavia. In 1852, it was held in Bergen for one day, and then back to Batavia on Ellicott Street. And it was there from 1859 until 1890, when the site that it was located there was sold to the Buffalo and Geneva Railroad. The fair was then held at maybe its longest lasting point until today's site, which was at the intersection of West Main Street and Lewiston Road, today's Batavia Downs present site. This location was called Exhibition Park and was purchased from Frank Redfield in 1890. And it had everything you can think of as our modern fairgrounds would possibly have. It had the grandstand, which was around the racing track. It also had other prominent buildings, including Floral Hall, which you've seen in several of these pictures, the Grange Hall, and a historic log cabin, which actually the Historical Society of the Holland Purchase operated for a time, and a lot of historical artifacts were housed there. By 1940, though, the park had kind of outgrown its usefulness, and another site was needed. And it was actually sold to Genesee Monroe Racing Association, which then made it into Batavia Downs. The Agricultural Society then purchased property on Ellicott Street Road, which was then later sold to Sylvania for their plans. County Fair was then moved to Alexander for a short time, and then finally to the grounds at East Main Street Road in the town of Batavia, where it is located today, and it still carries on a lot of those original exhibits that the original fair carried. Well, I hope you enjoyed this edition of the Artifact Video Series and learned a little bit more about the Genesee County Fairgrounds and its history and its importance to the county. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up or even subscribe to the channel, as it helps us out a little bit and gets you notified quicker once we do release new videos. But as always, the best way to come and learn about any of the things we talk about in these videos is to stop by the museum for yourself, and we'll be happy to share even more information than just what's in these videos, and you'll get to see things up close and personal. So we hope you enjoyed this video, and we will see you the next time.